Hello, hello. This is Yuri with Let's Talk Moving Podcast and Moving Sales Professionals, of course. And with me today, I have Faisal Rafiq, the owner of Choose and Move Company based in Dubai. How you doing today?
Thank you for inviting me to the podcast. I'm very well. How about yourself?
Good, good, good. Thank you very much for joining me. So obviously, we want to make sure we get some international flavor now and then, and we want to talk to moving companies and removal companies throughout the world. Obviously, our show is going to be in English, so if you are comfortable with the English language, please reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. Just to give a little bit of flavor, we want to talk about the industry throughout the world, not just United States, Canada, and UK, where of course we cover, but also places that we don't cover, because it's always interesting to hear something new and hear how things are done in different countries as well, because maybe there's something that we can pick up on, and maybe people in US, UK, and Canada can do something different, provide a different service that perhaps they're not currently offering. Faisal, how long have you been in the moving industry?
Actually, since 2010, we are doing domestically within UAE and internationally via land to the entire GCC countries, to Egypt, to Jordan, to Lebanon, Syria, Qatar, Kuwait, Bahrain. And we have our branch in Saudi Arabia as well. And based on, we have headquarters in Dubai. And we're doing entire Europe, Asia, Australia, United States via air, via sea, full containers, and LCL containers. We are doing the groupage containers. We are doing as well.
Well, that is awesome. Sounds like you have a lot
Yeah,
of uh different things that are coming in through your company, which is awesome. So you're doing international shipping and you're doing shipping throughout the Middle East, obviously, which is great. So there's a lot of different things
yeah,
that you're doing. That's awesome. So what
yeah.
has brought you personally in the industry? Has been a family business, or is that something you kind of ended up in by accident, or how did you end up doing this?
And now for a word from our sponsors. If you're a moving business owner, you may have already heard of Moversville, an email marketing service that helps moving companies increase, repeat, and referral business. But have you heard of Moversville Connect? Moversville Connect is an incredible resource for all things moving. They feature an array of vendors and services that cater specifically to the moving industry. You can find companies that provide moving software, moving sales services, marketing services, moving equipment providers, and much, much more. Visit moversville.com today to learn more.
Great. So basically, when I came in 2010, I joined as I was actually working and I started as working and it was a new industry for me as well. So when I joined in 2010 in a moving industry, I started in initially as a supervisor, and after that, step by step, I just learned entire things. And then in 2014, I opened my own setup. Initially, we started in a domestic moving only. Then later on that, we just built it up our 30,000 square feet warehouses, which is four warehouses in Dubai. The sizes of this, from 10 square feet to 200 square feet rooms, is a lockable, air-conditioned CCTV cameras written over there. Then we started international relocation via land in entire GCC. So we are sending our own transport to the all GCC countries along with Egypt, Jordan, Lebanon, Syria,
Mhm.
and we're doing. Then we started via air for the small one package to if someone wants to be sent it like
Mhm.
500, 600,000 kg to the entire in the world. So we are sending those things as well. It's not a family business, by the way. So I started my own things. Then later on in 2019, my younger brother, he completed the graduation. He came to in Dubai, and
So you're trying to
after two
make it a
years,
family business.
yes.
Okay.
Right now, you can say it's my family business. Yeah.
Sure, sure. Now, let me ask you something, and please
Yes,
understand where I'm coming from. So,
yes, yes.
in US and UK, obviously, we do have quite a bit of clients that are from India, from Middle East, and whatever, right? And
Yeah, yeah,
obviously, and you know why I'm going to say this, right? So, obviously, you have a culture of bargaining.
yeah,
Let's call it that. So,
yes.
how do you deal with that? Because obviously we deal with that all the time, where of course it in a lot of cases it turns more into haggling than bargaining, unfortunately. So,
Yes, in the initially it was the culture is over there, the bargaining culture is a lot. But when
right,
you have set your standard, how you are serving to your clients, what's your taste cup of tea, you know,
right,
then it's not. So here is a lot of I think so more than 2,000 companies in UAE for the relocations only.
right.
So, but we have a targeted well, the clients, which is
So
we
do
have
you have
only
very
giving.
strict, so do you have like for example,
Yeah,
US has very strict rules in regulations when it comes to the moving industry. UK doesn't
yeah,
have it to that extent, and Canada doesn't
hmm
have it at all or barely.
yeah,
So there's a lot of it's like a lot of like the wild wild west because you have no idea what you're going to get from a mover, really, because
yeah.
there's no regulation. So would you say that in UA that it's a lot more that is a lot more regulated in Dubai
Yes, there
or
is. Yes, you can say that 50% is regulated and 50% not regulated. The
okay.
service providers are there. Yeah. So in the United States, I have many of clients. Even though the last week, the one of my clients, so I moved from here to Texas over there,
Hmm.
and I moved him. I think so in 4 years ago. And
Hmm.
last year he said he moved within in United States and paid around 20,000 US dollar domestically moving over there. It
He
definitely,
must have a very, very big move because that's not something
yeah.
that you usually see.
Does your company need more creative marketing and ad campaigns to improve traffic and organic leads? Well, Moving Sales Professionals has a solution for you. We have partnered with social media marketing agency that has over 300 million views on their ads and videos across social media, and they have generated over $35 million for their clients over the last 10 years alone. Their services include content creation, social media ads, pay-per-click campaigns, website and funnel development, Google Ads, email marketing campaigns, lead generation, and much, much more. For a limited time only, they have discounted rates for their services. Sign up for a free consultation call with us via our Calendly link on our website or below this video.
So
Yeah, it's
for a
around five.
$20,000 move within Texas, this gentleman has to have like a 4 to 5 bedroom house. He must have
Yes,
wanted complete packing done in its
yes,
entirety. So yeah, I
yeah,
mean, of course, that would be a big difference. Obviously,
yes, yeah,
dollars in
yeah,
Dubai and dollars in US are different. So that's
yes,
part of it. So I could see that if it's a very big move, even if
yeah.
it's local. It's possible, especially if it's full service. It would have to be full service
Mm.
to be that much.
Yeah, yeah, he has almost, when I sent it 4 years ago, he has around 40 feet containers, a full container.
Yeah.
So definitely in 4 years, he buys something more things than I'll, it has to be big.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
used to that. We got a lot of people that we move that say, "Oh, I moved last time, 5 years ago, 10 years ago." People tend to accumulate things, especially probably more so when they're steady and they're not moving to a different country. Because when you're initially moving to a different country, you take whatever you really need and whatever you really
yes,
can't buy wherever you're going, right? But you're not
yes,
gonna
yeah,
take like most people are probably not going to take IKEA furniture
yes,
internationally. That doesn't make
yes,
sense. They're going to take
yeah,
good,
yeah,
heavy, like mahogany wood, good
yes,
quality stuff, right?
yeah,
You're
yes,
not
yeah,
going to
right.
take, right. So, but of course, when you get to a new place, especially if you've lived there for a while, 4 years, you said, people accumulate things. They buy new furniture. They
Yes,
they got new
yeah.
things. If they have new children, children grow, you buy new stuff. So yeah, that's not surprising. We see that all the time.
So there is a one culture differences also between United States and the Gulf
Right.
countries, which is I realize in UAE, if you will see, especially the UAE, not all of Gulf countries, in UAE, and especially in Dubai, when the peoples are moving in, even though the people are US resident, if they are here,
Hmm.
and the service provider, how they are doing everything like a proper kitchen packing with the female staff. Like we have a female staff who handle the kitchen stuff, so the female staff, they had to be packed everything, a single spoon, the plates and cup and all these things by ourselves.
Hmm.
In the new home, our female staff, they are unpacking and putting back in the cupboards and all these things. It's a female nature. It's a men, even though they are very professional, but it's a female nature. So we have
Interesting. Yeah, we
female
don't we
staff.
don't have that. So in US, like there are certainly female company owners. And of
Yeah,
course, of
yeah,
course, you have a different view of a
yeah,
female role in the Middle East than you do in US. So of
yes,
course
yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
that's a touchy subject. So like obviously whatever.
Yes,
But in US, I haven't seen too many companies that have female staff that goes out and doesn't move, even if it's
yeah,
just packing. There certainly are some
yeah,
that would, and there are certainly services available. There are certainly companies that are female owned that have female workers that come and clean and come and maybe do the packing. I've
yeah.
heard of that. I personally haven't had any clients that have that. But I mean, I could see that. So it's interesting that you have that in the Middle East, which is like,
Yeah,
considering the role of a woman in the Middle East, it's interesting. It's an interesting concept.
yeah. So we have a special female staff to be hang the wardrobes, which is the hanging clothes and all these things, set
Hmm.
the folded clothes and all these things. Here is the culture, you have to do everything, the copy paste as you are living in the previous home. The clients, they are expecting everything should be in the new home, save as much they are was living before, the hanging clothes, the pictures on wall mount, the curtains, hang up on the light, chandeliers, and fix the TV on the wall mount. These are all
So I
things
would
we are
imagine
avoiding.
that something like that means that the whole process of quoting a job to
Yeah,
reaches basically another level. So if you're
yeah,
describing it the way you're describing it, basically you would have to go with the customer to the new place.
yeah,
And the
yeah.
customer is going to have to tell you, okay, I want this picture to go here, this picture to go there. This could be like
Yes,
just the estimation process could take a day because they're explaining to you exactly how they want things set up versus where you're definitely not going to get that technical. Well,
yes,
I mean, I suppose that if you get a client that's like, I mean, I suppose at the end of the day, money talks. So at the end of the
yes,
day, if you get a client that's willing to pay all extra money to have it done that way, I suppose that there's plenty of companies that are going to be willing to do that, but that would be definitely outside of the norm here because the way that you're
yes,
describing it, basically, I would
yeah,
come with you would have to the estimator would have to come to the person's home and estimate and take pictures and whatever, and then basically you'd have to come up with a whole plan. Okay, picture A would have to go on the wall B. Picture B
yeah,
have to go on the wall A. This needs to be
yeah,
here. This needs to be here. This is where we want
yeah,
the suits hung. This is where we want the
yeah,
dresses hung, and so on and so
yeah.
forth. So there would have to be it would be a lot more strategic.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, what we're doing for someone is inviting us to the home for the moving, like 4 bedroom villa, 5 bedroom villa, sometimes the
Uh-huh.
8 bedroom villa. So we have
Sure.
an online survey. We have our own application. So our survey is going over there. They're snagging the pictures of each room,
Hmm.
whatever the hanging on the wall, all these things. So we have a record as well. So some
Hmm.
customers, they are changing the room and the setting and the wall pictures
As
and
they
all these
go,
things.
sure.
Yes, yeah. Some of them they want to be exactly the copy paste because some people they want to be live as they were living before, you know. So
Right,
they need to be fixed everything as they were fixed on the previous house.
right,
So sometimes the changing as well again. Yeah.
right. So I could see how that could be stressful on the movers or whoever it is that I mean you would have to have like a separate person basically coordinating the whole thing to make sure
Yeah.
everything is hung exactly as they
Yes.
want it, where they want it, and like you're talking about full, full packing,
Yeah.
full unpacking, and full
Yes.
setup. It's not a situation where we come to move and the customer says, "Okay, I want the dresser here." I'll hang. They usually would probably hang the pictures themselves, however they want them hung. It's not to the extent that you're talking about. So that's very interesting because we
Yes.
don't see it to that extent. But I could see how doing something like that, especially if we're dealing with, let's say, celebrities, or if we're dealing
Yeah.
with sports figures or anybody like
Yeah.
that, that's a higher profile client that going that extra far and beyond exactly like where do they want what and strategic, that could be very beneficial for US market as well, especially for companies that would this would be like the like what we call white glove is one thing, but this would be white glove service on steroids
Yes.
because you'd
Yeah.
have to really take it to another level completely.
When we started at that time, culture was not like this. It was a simple, which is practiced right now in the US. It was before, similar in 2010, 11, 12, something like that. But after 15, the culture is changed. So then everybody wants to be more be professional, and they wants to be, everyone wants to try to be give a good services to the client. So then slowly, the culture is created. You have to be do a full-fledged services. Customer doesn't want to do anything.
Hmm.
The kitchen hall will be ready. The wardrobes will be full ready, and the beds and the sturdy, and the washing machine, the fridge, cooking range, dishwasher, the
Hmm.
curtains and lights. And after the move, definitely the customers they want to be deep cleaning in the current house and the previous house also. So that what we are doing, the entirely setup properly. The customer doesn't have any kind of himself or with the kids. Like in United States and UK, the culture when the movers they done finish the furniture and all these things.
Right.
What about the loose items are called maid service? It's not provided over there. They
Right.
just drop the boxes and the customer
Right.
they are unpacking by themselves, and when the boxes are empty, they just give us a call, please collect your boxes. Here in UAE is not like that. Mostly 98% the boxes and everything we have to be finish it. And some kind of the self-packing 4, 5, 10 boxes in the home, the customer they said, okay, we will unpack and set by ourselves, which is our premium stuff inside, our
Hmm.
personal stuff
For
inside,
sure.
and document something like that. So the only 2% things they are doing by themselves. The 98% movers they have to do anything,
Right. So
everything.
yeah, so this is premium service. This is something that,
Yes.
man, I can't even imagine how much that would cost to do that here. It would
Yes,
re
it will very
it
expensive
would
in
really
there.
be an expensive move. And for UAE sounds like it's not something that your regular Joe can afford, basically, right?
Yes.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I do agree with that. I will tell you a very interesting story. One of my client, by the way, he's a US citizen. He moved 2 months ago in Bahrain. His
Hmm.
house was in Bahrain, and his workstation is in Saudi Arabia. He wants to be sit his entire house from Dubai to Bahrain, and he wants to be send his car to be Saudi Arabia because Saudi Arabia, if you see, there's the one city is Dammam. The Bahrain is very close, 40 kilometers only. There's the one
Right.
only the bridge between of the both two countries.
Okay.
So he asked me to set up full house in a Bahrain, and he wants to be move his car from Dubai to Saudi Arabia, and he wants to be registered the car in Saudi Arabia as well. So we done entire thing to be move the car from here to Saudi Arabia. We done entire paperwork on a custom clearance and delivery to in Saudi Arabia. Then we had done the registration in the Saudi Arabia as well. So he just get ready the car and just put the petrol and drive.
Talk about full service. Like it's
Yes,
definitely
yeah,
this definitely takes on a different definition. So for you guys listening to this, it's very interesting because U.S., Canada, and UK, I haven't heard from anybody that are going in depth to this extent. So it's interesting, something,
yeah,
and perhaps that is something that you can provide as basically a higher level service.
yeah.
Like I don't know what you want to call it, golden, celebrity style,
Yeah.
whatever, but something that certainly has time and place, and for certain
Yeah.
customers that can afford that type of, so obviously it's not going to be cheap.
Yes.
It's
It's
not going to be
system.
cheap. Like a move like
Not
that
gonna.
for for a local company, I mean, God, that could be a $50,000 move plus 50 to 100, somewhere in that range, depending how big the home is. If it's a
Yeah.
9, 8, 9 bedroom house, I mean that move could be $100,000 if it's handled the way
Yes.
that you're describing.
Yeah.
So it would
Yeah. Yeah.
definitely not be something that would be cheap, but it's interesting thing to think about. And for you guys that are based in the areas where you have more of a celebrity people, obviously that would be something that would cater to them. So
Yeah.
that's something
Yeah.
to think about if you are based in a region that has, if you're catering to that type of clientele, you definitely want to make
Yeah.
sure you do something like that. Now, as you said, there's things that have changed a lot over the past few years, and things are getting more and more and more like professional service wise, even more so to the nth degree, more so than it's here, realistically. Uh,
Yeah.
what do you
Yeah.
do that's different from your competition?
As I told you in the beginning, our company slogan is choose and move,
Hmm.
one stop shop. Many things are which is the difference between us and our competitors.
Hmm.
First of all, the most of the company, 95%, they are using two type of material in the boxes, like medium boxes and the big boxes.
Hmm.
Let me explain to you. We have a special plastic containers, which is very strong.
Hmm.
We are using for the kitchen ornaments are all glass fragile item. We are using those packing in those plastic containers,
Hmm.
which is the one difference. Second difference, if in a house two televisions or three televisions, we have different size of the wooden boxes. Inside
Hmm.
we put the foam. We never pack the TV. We just remove the TV from the wall and put inside the box and close. So if someone hit it, it's a fall down, it's not broken, which is 99% company they don't have this facility.
Hmm.
We have big metal hanger boxes, which is just bring to the wardrobe. There's a wheel, so we just have to be hanging the boxes,
Hmm.
wrap it, and bring to the new home. we put back over there. Fourth things, the only 10% companies here are female staff,
Hmm.
which is helps
Which
to the
which is not
clients.
surprising once again, considering the region.
Yes,
Right.
but not all of them. Not all of them. Only
Hmm.
the 10% companies, which is the premium companies, they are doing these things.
Hmm.
This is which is we have it. Secondly, we give the task to our team leaders.
Hmm.
Until clients has been much satisfied, then he said you have to be leave the house until he's satisfied. She's satisfied. You don't have to leave the house. If you will
Hmm.
see our reviews on the Google, we have almost 1,240 reviews, and our rating is five
Amazing.
star.
Amazing.
Yeah. So which is I never seen any. UAE is more than 1,000 Google reviews and rating is a five star. That's all credit to goes my operations team also, the
Hmm.
sales team also. Simply when the people are get tired in the evening time, and the staff always trying to be, so this is the why you said what is the differences. Difference is this: our customers, our businesses is the mostly recommendations. People are recommend our business, our services to their family and their
Hmm.
friends and all these things, and they are spreading their our posts on the Facebooks and the community Facebooks and all these things. So this is the main thing. So we never think about it. This company as competitor, this company as competitor. No, we have our own standards, our own. Even though I'll tell you an interesting story. We are doing since 2014 with this company, and before that, when we have to book the customer is only paying when the service was complete,
Hmm.
right? So in 2020, we started, no, we have to be get a 50% the job fee in the booking time, and the
Right.
50% when the team has started to be
Right.
the job, not on the completion, which is
Right.
still 80% companies in the UAE, they are getting the job fee after the completion.
Right.
But we
So,
are not
so
doing.
this goes back to what we were talking about earlier in terms of trying to
Yes.
negotiate the price of the move after the move has been completed. And the problem, and
Yeah.
it's the same thing that but majority of companies, not all, because there are situations, but it's always majority of companies basically they want to collect before the move is
Yes.
completed. And the
Yeah.
reason
Yeah. Yeah.
being
Yeah.
is because if your truck is empty, if the move is
Yeah.
complete, and
Yeah.
you haven't collected.
Yeah.
Not to say that that's going to happen with every customers, but once in a while, you're
Yes.
going to get those customers that are going to try to renegotiate their rate. And in your case, like I said, going back to what we were talking about, if you didn't do that, you're going to end up in those type of situations, I'm sure.
Initially in 2020, we get backfire. We get backfire in the 2020 when we change the policy to be get 100% amount before the completion.
Right.
But when customers also they knows they are reading about us
Hmm.
on the social media,
Hmm.
on the Facebook, on the
Hmm.
Google, on somewhere
Sure.
else. They knows these people, if they are a little bit higher than the market, the charges are a little bit higher, and the quotation is a little bit higher, or they are not
Hmm.
ready to be reduce the price.
Hmm.
There are the basic things. They knows what a difference between us and our competitors.
Right.
So
Right. And it's the same thing that we
15 to
talk
20%
about.
people are negotiating.
Right, and that's the same thing that we talk about here too. It's more about value. That's what you want to sell. You don't want to sell
Yes.
the price. You want to sell
Yeah.
the value. So if you're like
Yes.
obviously high value is not going to be cheap.
Yes. You're right. One thing which is I have a policy in my company, which is I make it.
Hmm.
Sometimes we are human, and while moving is not an easy job. There's many things. Your feelings are your emotions are you involved in your things, in your bed, is your
Right, it's
clothes, in
it's
your
your
ties,
life. You're
especially
moving
the kids.
somebody's life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, yeah. So we are not moving assets. We are moving dreams, basically.
Right.
Their dreams, their feelings are there. So while moving could be happen anything. And job sometimes job is not completed because community is not allowed after 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. So we
Sure.
never disappointed to our customer unless if you have to be sent someone to the next day to complete the job without any additional fee, or if anything has happened. So we are not leaving our customer in the middle of situation. Yeah, that's our job is completed. Right now we cannot do it. No, I spoke to my team and I make a rule in our company. You must have to be satisfied with your client.
Right. And this, once
Yeah.
again, this goes back to what we talk about a lot
Yes.
on
Ma'am.
this podcast
Yes.
is about building a
Yes.
brand, keeping that picture, satisfy customers, customer service. And so it's great to hear that we have the same connection from people with people and companies all over the world that have the same uh values and same focus as we do and as we want our clients to have here with moving sales
Yes.
professionals. So that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
So Faisal, once again, thank you very much for joining us. It's nice
You're
to
most
get an
welcome.
insight into a different part of the world that's also handling moving. Thank you very much for joining me. And
You're most
I'm going to
welcome.
make sure I have some links under this podcast for you guys to check out Faisal's company and look at what they're doing and their website and everything else. Like I always say, the world moves on its own, so let the professionals move yours for you.
It's a
Thank you
pleasure.
very much for joining us.